Hey you guys, it's Jenna again. I hope you guys are doing okay. I know I am. Before I kind of get into like my video, I just want to apologize up front in case if you hear a lot of like yelling or screaming or anything or cheering. Cubs versus Dodgers game 4 is on right now. I know my Cubbies just hit a home run. They are up to 4-0 right now. I know I'm kind of like a bad Cubs fan right now. I'm not really watching the game. I haven't really watched like a full game. I've kind of watched like a couple minutes here and there since they've been in the playoffs, so I don't want to jinx it and like watch a full game and they're out of it because I actually watched the game. So don't want to mess with a good thing. Hopefully, a good thing. Um, so hopefully, Cubbies win tonight so they stay in it. But whatever, whatever. I'm a Chicagoan. I'm used to disappointment with the Cubs. So not gonna lie. But I'm still like, go Cubs, go Cubs. Anyway, so onto my video. Onto my video. Um, so figured today I would talk about I know I kind of have mentioned this in one of my like first videos, although I don't know how many of you like checked out like some of my earlier stuff because I know when I first was doing these videos, it was mainly just exclusive to like Facebook, so I did a lot of that stuff. My early videos kind of more catered to like my Facebook friends and stuff. But one of those early videos, I talked about um, things that when I was growing up, things that really influenced me to help me fall in love with like horror movies and all that. And I'm sure probably a lot of you out there have come across these, maybe read one of these books, but that is the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I know it's a Scary Story treasury. This is actually all 3 books in one. So anyone who ever read these, like these drawings are very iconic. Creepy drawings that they have in here. I think that's something I love about these is that they have like these really weird, creepy drawings in here. Which were illustrated by Stephen Gamble, and then stories were by Alvin Schwartz. Um, yeah, like I said, I grew up with these. I was obsessed with these books, obsessed with them. Like I would always check these out for my elementary school library, like literally every other week. Great stories that were in here, and a lot of them too. Like especially now, we're like reading a lot of these. Like, it's actually been a while since I've read these stories or anything. But I remember like, because I actually got this book like 6 years ago. But I remember like when I got them, I was like rereading some of the stories, and just a lot of them are like very reminiscent of like some of like the like mythology, urban legends movies that we have. Like I know there's one called The Babysitter that is um I want to say maybe inspired or if not like kind of taken from what inspired When a Stranger Calls. So, but obviously when it was like done for this book, it was a little like done down a little bit because it's a kids movie. Like I think the age for this is like 9 and up. Age is 9 and up. So it was kind of catered towards like younger kids, but they were still creepy. Still creepy. And I know that there's been a documentary in the works about these books for a few years now. I know they've been working on it for so long because of like funding. They keep trying to find like some more funding. I think they're just about finished with it. I think I know I literally just saw like a little like thing yesterday or the day before on Facebook or something or some social media about like, oh, watch like the first 10 minutes of the documentary. So I'm thinking they're kind of just finishing up, maybe trying to get a little more funding to try and get this documentary to us. I'm actually really looking forward to this documentary because, like I said, it's been like years kind of in the making. So I'm really interested in checking it out. But um, and so I figured tonight, and I've been kind of wanting to do this for a while, but I was like, I don't know. But I figured maybe I'll read you a story or two because I feel like it's very appropriate. It's October. Get some scary stories getting read to ya. So let's see. I just kind of like randomly picked a few of the stories. And if you guys ever want me to do like more of these videos, like reading a couple of these, sorry, it's like I'm hearing my sister go like, run, 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 run. So if you guys heard that, sorry, like I said, Cubs game, and we haven't won a World Series like since like 1908, so we're gonna do whatevs. But yeah, like I was saying, if you guys maybe want me to like once in a while like read a story or two from this book, let me know. If not, no worries, no worries. So anyway, I figure I will start it off with the one entitled "The Guests," and this was actually from the first book. So here we go. Like I said, this is entitled "The Guests." A young man and his wife were on a trip to visit his mother. Usually they arrived in time for supper, but they had gotten a late start and now it was getting dark. So they decided to look for a place to stay overnight and go on in the morning. Just off the road, they saw a small house in the woods. Maybe they rent rooms, the wife said, so they stopped to ask. An elderly man and a woman came to the door. They didn't rent rooms, they said, but they would be glad to have them stay overnight as their guests. They had plenty of room and they would enjoy the company. The old woman made coffee and brought out some cake, and the four of them talked for a while. Then the young couple were taken to their room. They again explained that they wanted to pay for this, but the old man said that they would not accept any money. The young couple got up early the next morning before their host had awakened. On the table near the front door, they left an envelope with some money in it for the room. Then they went to the next town. They stopped in a restaurant and had breakfast. When they had told the owner where they had stayed, he was shocked. "That can't be," he said. "That house burned down to the ground, and the man and the woman who lived in there died in the fire." The young couple could not believe it, so they went back to the house. Only now, there was no house. All they found was a burned-out shell. They stood staring at the ruins, trying to understand what happened. Then the woman screamed. In the rubble was a badly burned table, like the one they had seen by the front door. On the table was the envelope they had left that morning. And I was like that's just one story, and that's like, ooh, it's kind of scary. Like, well, not like scary, because I'm 32, so I'm not like that scared. And I apologize. I feel like every time I do a video after work, I'm always drinking. I am not a drunk. Just so you guys know. I work retail, okay? Cut me some slack. And then, just to show you guys the, little picture there. Little illustration. But, God, like, these stories, just, like I said, I'm in my 30s, and I'm like, I gotta read these once in a while. It's been a while, but once in a while I'll pick it up and like read a story. Just for memories, whatnot. So, second one I'm gonna read. It's called The Appointment, which I believe is in the third one. From the third book. Like I said, there's three of these books. There's three of them. I have just like the box set edition of it, basically the box set equivalent of this series. So, The Appointment, which I'm going to read. It's a fairly short one, but I wanted to show you guys the picture there. And you guys can't see it too well, so I apologize for that. That was always one of my favorite illustrations, by the way. I love that one. Love that one. Alright. So let's go ahead and read The Appointment. A 16-year-old boy worked on his grandfather's horse farm. One morning, he drove a pickup truck into town on an errand. While he was walking along a main street, he saw death. Death beckoned to him. The boy drove back to the farm as fast as he could and told his grandfather what happened. "Give me the truck," he begged. I'll go to the city. He'll never find me there." His grandfather gave him the truck, and the boy sped away. After he left, his grandfather went into town looking for Death. When he found him, he asked, "Why did you frighten my grandson that way? He was only 16. He is way too young to die." "I am sorry about that," said Death. "I did not mean to beckon to him, but I was surprised to see him here. You see, I have an appointment with him this afternoon in the city." So yeah, The Appointment. One of my favorite. And that one, ooh, very short, very simple, but ooh, like even like right now, as an adult, that's still like a little, ooh, you know, interesting. But yeah, it's so those are just like two stories from there. Like I said, if you guys ever want me to read some more from these, I will. But I wanted to share this because it's just like I said, this was such a huge part of my childhood. Um, that it's like I needed to talk about this. And like honestly, like I said, I know that I mentioned the documentary, but I would love to see these turned into maybe like an anthology movie. Um, because I think this would be pretty fun. I think that um like I feel like they could almost do this as like an adult version of a horror anthology movie. Because like I said, I feel like there's a lot of us out there who grew up with these movies, grew up with these books. I swear to God, I'm only on my second cider, I swear. Um, and I think a lot of people would enjoy these. Um, because we have some great anthology movies out there. Creepshow 2, Trick or Treat, Tales from the Dark Side movie. I think these stories would be fit perfectly for an anthology movie. And like I said, like it doesn't necessarily have to be like sort of like kid friendly like the books are. I think they could really like let loose in the movies and really have a good time and like a good scare. So I mean, hello, just the artwork alone would be awesome. And I honestly have to say, like, I know I've seen on Facebook and stuff, sort of like the Nightmare Soup short stories with very similar illustrations. But yeah, I think that they could definitely turn these into like an anthology movie. Maybe not do all of them, but I think they have enough stories in the three books that were released that they could probably do a few of these, like maybe two or three anthology movies. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of these. Let me know share some of your experiences with these books, or let me know some of your favorite short stories from these. So, because I would like to know. Like I said, I was obsessed with these. I'm still in love with these books. Obviously, if I have like a little deluxe version here, little box set version, let me know. And like I said, if you guys want me to maybe read a story from them here and there every once in a while, let me know. Let me know. But until then, you guys, hope you guys are going to have a great night.